Tropical storm Elsa is barreling up the East Coast and has made its way into our region. Let's give you a live look now at Atlantic City. Rain is falling, the surface starting to get rough. The worst of it is yet to come. Meteorologist Bilo is tracking Elsa hour by hour. She has the latest on the storm's track and what you can expect through the night and tomorrow morning. Why don't you just take it away?
I'll just take it, Jessica. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, and we've had a lot to talk about all day. As we mentioned, severe weather earlier today was not related to Elsa, but we had wind damage all across the western suburbs, reports of power outages and trees down. The good news for those areas is that Elsa is taking that more eastward track, and what that means is the heaviest rain will likely stay east of I-95. So the areas to the north and west of the city that got the heavy rain and severe weather earlier today will likely not feel the brunt of Elsa's impacts. Sure, it will be windy, there will be some scattered downpours, but you can see the brunt of this is moving really on this northeast trajectory. So as we talked about earlier this evening, that dangerous right front quadrant, if you look at where the center of Elsa is right now, the right front quadrant where the severe weather threat is most potent with any tropical system is staying offshore. Now there is a chance in one of these outer bands that we could see a spin-up tornado form and try to come on shore along the coast, but the threat is very marginal there. So it's looking like the greatest risk from Elsa will be the threat for flash flooding and heavy downpours. And when you're talking about an overnight system, the good news is that fewer people are on the roads in the middle of the night, so even if flash flooding does occur, the likelihood of water rescues and things like that is lower than it would be if this were happening, say, at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see, though, the heavy rain has arrived. We are getting into the worst of it, the core of heavy downpours surrounding the eye, surrounding the center of circulation with Elsa from parts of Kent County and Sussex County right on up into South Jersey. You saw Alex was out in parts of interior South Jersey in our suburbs here, the suburbs of the city, and the rain just in the past half hour or so has really picked up as these tropical downpours move through, and there will be the risk of lightning and thunder as well. Once again, the path of Elsa right along the coast, so again, that most dangerous side, because 93% of tornadoes with the tropical system form on the eastern side of the low, which means that threat is definitely going to be lower. That is always good news. But the heavy rain threat is just beginning, and this will continue through the next several hours. This particular model shifts it even further to the east, so you can see just scattered downpours near the city and suburbs. The heaviest rain through the overnight hours into interior South Jersey and the shore points, and that's going to continue as Elsa's center lifts north over parts of Long Island and eventually southern New England, and by about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's looking like the sun's going to come out. So a flash flood watch remains in effect for the entire area, though I do think the greatest risk for any flash flooding stays east of I-95 tonight. Future weather does show that rainfall accumulation, and again, you can see it's a pretty tight gradient here. Not so much to the north and west of the city, as much as 3+ inches to the south and east before all is said and done. So windy, still with periods of rain in Philly and the suburbs. Inland South Jersey and Delaware is where I think a couple of spots could pick up to 4 inches of rain with isolated flash flooding concerns. And down the shore, tropical storm force wind gusts. Can't rule out that isolated tornado along the coast, but again, the risk does appear to be low. And the good news is because Elsa's moving so quickly and because it's low tide overnight, the threat for coastal flooding and storm surge flooding does look relatively limited for the shore point. So heavy rain and those strong battering winds going to be the worst of it into tomorrow morning. It clears out, but then tomorrow afternoon, another chance for scattered storms. The good news, we have one beautiful day to start the weekend before a couple of thunderstorms roll back into the start of next week. Yuki?
All right, Kate, thank you.